Hi, I'm Attorney Ben Schwartz, and today we're doing video number 5 in the series of 5 videos on things that the employer is not going to tell the employee when the employee is injured in a serious work accident, in a serious on-the-job injury. And the fifth thing that employers do not volunteer to people is this. If you're injured in a job-related accident in the state of Delaware and you sustain a permanent functional impairment, you are entitled to a lump sum award of compensation. But your employer is probably not going to tell you that, and you're never going to get it unless you go to an attorney that knows the ins and outs of Delaware workers' compensation cases. Now, when you have had an on-the-job injury, and let's say you've had surgery or you've had, a serious injury that has healed but not fully healed, and you're not back to 100%, if you sustain an injury like that, an injury that is unlikely ever to fully and completely heal, you may have permanent functional impairment to your body part. So I'll give you some examples of frequent cases where we see permanent functional impairment. We see people who tear their rotator cuff in their shoulder lifting things on the job, requiring surgery to repair the rotator cuff complex. That oftentimes results in a permanent functional impairment to the shoulder. We see people who injure their necks and their backs and sustain herniations or bulges of the discs between the vertebrae in the necks or backs. And if those bulges or those herniations require surgery, or even if they don't require surgery, they're pushing on nerve roots and causing pain, causing radiating symptoms, that can result in a permanent functional impairment to the neck or back. We see people with knee injuries and hand injuries. We see people with injuries to all their body parts. And if those injuries, end up in surgery or end up causing a permanent functional loss of use or permanent functional impairment, that's something that the client is entitled to compensation for. And oftentimes we're able to obtain for the client a lump sum award of compensation. The employers are not volunteering this information to the employees to say, go to a lawyer and find out how to make a claim for permanent functional impairment. Now, the way we make a claim for permanent impairment is this. We go to all the medical providers and get all the medical records. We take all those records and we supply them to a doctor who is experienced at giving a rating to the permanent impairment under the American Medical Association Guide to Evaluating Permanent Impairment. We get a percentage rating from that doctor. That is something that we pay the doctor to give us, and then we make a claim with the workers' compensation insurance company for that functional impairment claim. And oftentimes we can settle it without a board hearing, and if we can't, then we file a petition with the Delaware Industrial Accident Board, and we go to a hearing, and we present our case to try and get an award of compensation for our client. But for the most part, more often than not, we're able to settle these cases without a hearing. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope that you know a little bit more about your rights as it pertains to workers' compensation insurance coverage. The fifth thing that employers do not tell their employees about on-the-job injuries is that if you have a permanent functional impairment, you're entitled to compensation for that, but you need to go to an attorney who handles workers' compensation cases. That attorney can get your records, get you to a doctor to rate the impairment, negotiate a settlement of that permanency claim, or litigate the case if you can't settle it. I hope you watched this video and you enjoy it. I hope that the other videos in this series, I hope that you saw them as well. If you have any questions about your rights under Delaware law, please feel free to email me. My email address is ben.schwartz@schwartzandschwartz.com. You can also go to our Facebook page and in the comments section under the videos. You can leave us comments there. You can send us a message through the Facebook page as well. And if you'd like to have a consultation about your on-the-job injury case, give us a call. Our main office is in Dover. We have offices in Wilmington, Delaware. We also have offices just outside of Philadelphia and in Salisbury, Maryland. Our main office phone number is 302-678-8700. Thanks for watching.